Turning now to the economy, stocks fell on Friday while investors are concerned the high interest rates are putting a big drag on the economy. Here for some insight on how this impacts companies is Javier Palomares. He's the founder and CEO of the U.S. Hispanic Business Council. Javier, good morning. How is the Dow Jones performance affecting small businesses in terms of consumer spending and banks' actions?
So ultimately, the Dow fell some 600 points in one day on Friday. And that coupled with high interest rates, the higher cost of living, still disrupt the supply chains, at least to small businesses. So you see, interest rates are at about 5.3%. 5.3% is the highest we've seen in about 20 years. Housing prices have increased some 20% over the last 2 years. Healthcare costs have increased some 11% during that same time period. 70% of our small businesses are saying that they still have supply chain challenges. So the culmination and the combination of all these factors is really slowing business growth, which ultimately impacts the economy.
Yeah, and it's so important for Wall Street to do well for Main Street because if you had a bull market, usually represents a strong economy. Stocks are doing well. People may be making more from their jobs. They also may be padding out their portfolios. They want to spend. But if it's a bear market, people feel less wealthy and they probably don't want to spend as much because they wouldn't want to be even less wealthy than that. So it could put a strain on these small businesses. Are these fluctuations in the stock market going to impact investors' decisions, which control companies' growth and innovation?
Oh, absolutely. You see a 600-point drop in one day. It's certainly going to have an impact on Wall Street and ultimately on the mega banks because the mega banks are tied to the stock market and to Wall Street. So we saw the performance of, Citibank was down 7%. Wells Fargo was down 7%. Chase, I think, was down 5%. And so as these mega banks go, the opportunity and the access to capital for our small businesses gets even more restricted. So I always say the mega banks, the Citibanks, the Wells Fargos of this world, they're tied to Wall Street. But the regional banks like Zions Bank, Amegy Bank, BMO, their fortune is tied to the American small business. So these are banks that are really kind of tied to Main Street. It's always been a preference to work with the smaller regional banks that know your business, that are from your community. They can help you during these difficult times. They know the business owner. This is one of the ways that we can kind of keep away from the risks and the swings that happen with the mega banks.
Well, it's great hearing your update this morning. Javier Palomares, the founder and CEO of the U.S. Hispanic Business Council. Thank you.